Hello, everyone, and welcome to Keyword Podcast. My name is Pigmaniac, and I am joined by...
AK Bear, what's going on, boys? How we doing?
Yes, let us know how you're doing in the comment section below, and welcome to our podcast. Today we are going to be talking about Valorant and Fortnite, and overall on our podcast, and every single episode, it's essentially either going to be gaming or YouTube, or both combined. So expect to see those in the future. Make sure to smash noties on after you've subscribed, so you can get every single podcast coming out. We don't have a schedule yet, but probably weekly. Probably weekly. Our intros won't be this long, mostly. It's just kind of, we gotta introduce ourselves. So, anyway, let's get right into it.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah.
First thing, I heard you wanted to touch on a little bit on Valorant versus Fortnite. The other day, one interesting fact I saw on Twitch, Valorant had 1.6 million viewers, and Fortnite only had like 180,000, I think. And the
Yeah.
majority of that was probably because, people trying to get beta keys and all that, because that's the big hype going around right now. But, that alone sets itself that Valorant is probably going to be the biggest game, especially in esports. It's going to be one of the biggest games up there with CSGO and all that. Pig, you can touch on it if you want.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
uh,
expand on that. So, a lot of the reason why Valorant has been so popular in these past few days is, one, it's a new game, people want to look at it, and also, two, they've had
yeah.
drops to get early access to the game, and there's a lot of bots around. Like, people have made bots to try get these like codes. So having 1.5 million, I feel like there's so many bots out there. Like, a few
Bots,
days
yeah.
ago, like, there was so many tweets about all these bots in these Twitch streams. I feel like it would be just only 1 million, which is insane, but I feel like 500,000 are probably bots or even more. But it's still insane. But the drops are definitely boosting the game, and I feel like it's definitely going to be very, very competitive in esports. It will definitely overtake Fortnite in the competitive scene, but definitely not in the casual scene for multiple reasons that I'll touch on later on.
For sure, yeah. And I'm sure most people, like you said, the beta access thing, everyone's trying to get their codes and stuff. But like me, I was watching it the other day. I was just checking it out. I was like, because I've heard a lot of people talk about it on Twitter, and everyone's saying it's like CS:GO, and it's a mixture between CS:GO and Overwatch, and it really does look like it. Like the graphics look pretty similar to Overwatch. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's totally different than Fortnite. Like I can't see it taking out Fortnite anytime soon, just because it's a completely different genre. But
Yeah.
everyone's freaking out about Fortnite versus Valorant right now. So I don't really know why people are, but like I don't know. I guess the Twitch numbers kind of got everyone I don't know, suspecting what's going on. But
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Valorant is the only reason why people are pinning it up against Fortnite is because Fortnite is at such a dry spot right now that people really want something else to take it over right now. Like, obviously
for
they
sure,
love Fortnite, but they also want something else to play because of all the pros moving over, and when the game hasn't even released yet, is kind of insane. But I think it's just because of how dry Fortnite is right now in the competitive scene, and how I've just heard people just destroying the competitive scene, man. They like on Twitter, I've seen so many comments saying,
yeah,
"Fix your game, Fortnite." And I think the whole reason is that Fortnite was never meant for competitive, but it's turned online at least. Obviously, there's like 85% of the game is console, and I'll touch on that later with Valorant, but a lot of the PC competitive players, and those are all the people on Twitter, so it looks like to a lot of people that heaps of people hate on the game, but it's more
yeah,
that the fact of that the majority of people online hate the game, but there's a lot of people who aren't on Twitter that play Fortnite. Like, majority don't go on Twitter who play Fortnite because they're kids, and they don't care about competitive, obviously, so those are the moneymakers as well. Those are the people who buy skins because they love Deadpool, they love things like that. So Fortnite's going to
Right.
cater towards the people that brings them money instead of taking them away by winning tournaments, taking the money away.
Right. For sure. I mean, especially content creators, dude. I mean, Fortnite's at such a state right now, like back in season one. Back in season one, many people say that they didn't have much content, but it was a refreshing game, just like Valorant is. I mean, it's refreshing. People want to see new content. I mean, Fortnite isn't bringing much to the table right now. So people, especially content creators and streamers, are looking for, they'll take pretty much anything at this point. I mean, they get excited over a crash pad, little tiny dev up in Fortnite, like the tiniest of updates people get excited about because they're just desperate for content right now. So I feel like Valorant definitely released their game in the best time they possibly could have because gaming, let's be honest, it's kind of dry right now.
Yeah.
In general. So like I feel like they couldn't have released their game at the better time. That was really smart of them to release their game at this time. And obviously people are tearing it up and they enjoy the game. They enjoy watching it. They enjoy the content. So hopefully, we'll see what else they have to offer in the future.
Yeah, touching
And
on the content and things like that and the streaming of the game, it's definitely more of a streamer game than a content creation game
for
because
sure.
it's not a game unless if you're like a clip taker and stuff like that. Like you don't see much CS:GO on YouTube unless if you're an avid fan that always watches those videos. You don't see it in the recommended, you don't see it in the gaming much. You only see Fortnite because Fortnite's such a perfect game for content creation because of all the memes you can do and the fact that it caters to literally everyone is insane. That's why you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the reason why Minecraft was so big as well, because on YouTube it caters to everyone, man. Like, in Valorant, it caters to a lot of people, but it doesn't cater to everyone.
Dude, dude, I've heard, here's a little rumor, kind of not to change the subject totally, but I've heard that games are in the near future are going to be turning into like I don't know if you've heard about the theory about Fortnite talking about turning into like a whole engine. Like Fortnite is going to be an engine for other games to play on. I don't know.
Dang.
It was a
I haven't
huge
heard.
theory
Yeah,
and
no.
devs were like liking the tweet and stuff. It was such a huge thing. And another thing I heard was that games are looking into becoming more of a sandbox, kind of like Minecraft. Like Fortnite can like creative mode. I feel like people got so hyped about that, and then it was such a letdown because they could have done so much more with Fortnite creative back in season 7.
Yeah.
Like they could have made it more like Minecraft, like more open worlds, not very, Fortnite's very limited. You can do a limited amount of things. It's
Yeah.
not very open. So I feel like players would definitely be excited for something like that. I mean, I don't really know,
Yeah,
but
definitely. Because there's I mean kind of I haven't heard of that theory before, by the way, and it does sound kind of
yeah,
insane with that whole Roblox. It just kind of sounds like Roblox, and that obviously is a
yeah,
good idea because a lot of people like
yeah,
Roblox.
dude.
Um, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. I don't know if you want to keep touching on that, but moving on. I was talking about earlier about how like 85% of the Fortnite community is on console. Now, this is a huge proportion. Obviously, you don't see them a lot because, as I said, they don't have Twitter because most of the people own consoles. I'm not saying everyone, most younger kids, and and definitely Valorant doesn't have a console game. It's only PC. It doesn't have a version on console at all, which is
Right.
kind of insane, meaning that they're losing out on 85% of Fortnite's players, and that's just so many. Like that like you like think 85% and think
Yeah.
of how many people play Fortnite.
Well,
That's huge. Obviously, they won't
billions.
get all
Yeah.
of them because they're kids, and obviously, Valorant kind of caters towards teenagers and older audiences. But as I said, not everyone that owns a console is a kid, so they're losing so many players there. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and just a little bit because not a lot of people care because they're not an OCE, but they don't have OCE servers either, which is kind of bigger than you realize just because we are a small region with Australia and New Zealand. It's bigger than you realize because literally the biggest Fortnite content creators are all from OCE. Laserbeam, Muselk, Mr. Fresh Asian, Lachlan, Loserfruit, like everyone, like
Yeah.
even though Loserfruit doesn't do much Fortnite anymore, there's still those other names. Everyone is in Australia that is huge in Fortnite pretty much. And it's insane. Like, and they can't play the game because they don't
Yeah,
have
they
any
have to
OC
play.
servers.
They have to play on like 300 ping streaming, you know.
Yeah, they
It's
can't
rough.
promote. They can't promote the game at all. Even though it isn't a content game, I'm sure they would have made a video or two which would have boasted the game. But anyway, AK, continue talking. I've rambled on.
No, yeah, so I mean, like you said about the console, I mean, I definitely feel like, you know, even though there's not console now, I definitely feel like they're at such a disadvantage because of that. Like you said, I definitely feel like they're gonna add that. Like, it is nearly guaranteed that they're gonna add that. I mean, even though it's only in PC right now, it's also in closed beta, so like, not many people are playing the game. It's very limited. It's in testing. There's
Yeah.
I haven't really seen much bugs. There haven't been much bugs, has there?
No, they
Like
haven't. They
glitches
haven't
and
really.
stuff.
No.
Which that's a
Yeah.
good sign. I mean, usually games that start off have millions of bugs, you know, especially in closed beta. I mean, there would
And
be
online. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
dude.
crazy, but like you said
Be
about the
aware, be aware. I'm
Oceania,
just gonna
all
cut in a
that.
little bit, because of the beta. Be aware that Fortnite is still in beta. I'm not kidding. It's still in.
Early access. Dude, there's no way. Dude, you know, at any point, they could literally go, our game's like, at any point, even though they're probably not going to do this, at any point, they could literally go, okay, our game is fully released, $20. Our game is over
Imagine,
$20.
imagine, dude. I've already bought Save the
Dude.
World, man. Like, come on, give me a break.
Dude, they would literally lose so much. They could do that, though. They would make so much money, but they would probably lose a good quarter of their fan base, probably, if
Yeah,
not more. But like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Console Valorant has to be. They're gonna be at such a disadvantage if they don't. And one thing I've seen with games recently, like Apex, Fortnite really didn't do it as much, I don't think, but Apex and Valorant played the game very smart. Like Apex, they got their game on the map because Ninja, all the streamers were like partnered with them. Like they were
yeah,
promoting their
definitely.
stream. They had a paid promotion. And Valorant is not, I don't think they're doing a paid promotion,
They're
but it's
not. They're not
like
at all. It's
the
all
streamers are
choice.
doing drops though. They're doing it for views. Like millions of people are watching their streams for, you know, the drops. So very smart way to grow your game and get it out there for sure.
Yeah, especially
Um,
without having to pay them.
yeah, I mean it's a free game too. It's a free game, so I mean not many free games get their name out there anymore besides Fortnite because they've taken over such a big scene of the gaming world. But like, I don't know, they're playing the game pretty smart, dude.
They definitely
Crazy.
are. Yeah. It's just kind of still baffling to me that Valorant hasn't paid anyone because they, as you said, they
Yeah,
played it so smart, and it's just kind of like, wow. Because imagine Apex is just looking at the thing right now and going like, wow, I wish we did that, but. Yeah,
dude.
it definitely is quite a interesting situation with the whole Valorant ordeal right now. Now, it could just be, you know, because Fortnite's not really doing much right now. It could just be super popular. But as soon as Fortnite does something huge, I'm not sure what it could be. But as soon as they do something insane, fixing the game, Valorant could just instantly die just because everyone goes back to Fortnite. Like if they fix competitive and give what all the
Yeah,
pros want in competitive, I say competitive because Fortnite, we don't want casual changed too much other than the fact that we want those pros out.
yeah,
But competitive, if they fix that, then they could get all the pros who already left for Valorant all the way back, and Valorant will literally just die. I mean, it obviously won't die fully, but it'll definitely pretty much be killed off, essentially. Like, Apex is still huge, but you don't really have people talking about it too much. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. I mean, at this point, Fortnite, you know how big Fortnite events are. I mean, whenever they have an in-game event, that literally every streamer, every creator is streaming that event nearly, and if they're not streaming it, they're making a video about it. Like
Yeah.
that is a literal content gold mine, and especially like me being a small creator, I have a good experience. Like the last Fortnite event, the end event. They had actually that wasn't the last one, was it? It wasn't.
No. Oh, no, it
But
actually
a
was. It
couple.
was. It was. It actually was.
It
That's how
was.
long it has been. That's how long it's been without an
Dang,
event, dude.
dude. That's crazy. But that one alone, I got like 800 views. For me, some of you are probably thinking like, "Wow, that's like nothing." But that's 800 views is pretty well for my channel, and
Yeah.
something like that. My videos don't typically do that well. I mean, one event in Fortnite and Valorant will be out for a little bit until they, like, say they made an update or something. They'd probably be down.
Yeah.
But and another thing, dude, I just thought about, what about Warzone? Where does
Yeah.
Warzone fit in all
This is
this, dude?
insane,
They
because,
just brought out their game and now they're already getting stomped on, dude. It's like, what?
yeah. Warzone
Such a yikes.
is a good game, but they made one mistake, and that was skill-based matchmaking. All the people who were playing Warzone all the time hated it, and since they hadn't fixed it until Valorant came out, Valorant just took them over. Like, Warzone was insane for a bit. They're like, I played it, I made a video on it, and I was very terrible because I've never played COD before, but I found it really fun. I found it really, really
Dude,
fun.
yeah. Dude,
But,
I found it extremely fun too. I thought it was a good change.
like, it just isn't there anymore. Like, you don't see anyone talking about Warzone anymore. All it is Valorant. And
Valorant played such a huge, like,
it was a
huge
risk. It was a risk
it,
because
it
Warzone
really
had just
was.
come out, and that's Call of Duty. Like, Riot Games, they made League of Legends, which isn't anything now Call of, like, any shooter game. And Call of Duty made a game, and Riot Games' first shooter, I'm pretty sure, there could be other ones, but first big shooter, literally took over Call of Duty.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just so crazy. Like games like Apex. I mean, Warzone was very good developed. I feel. I mean, it was Activision, obviously
Definitely.
one of the biggest gaming developer, teams of all time.
Yeah.
They made this great game, and now it's like, everyone was playing it, and now they just got totally stomped on by Valorant. I mean, Valorant played such a it feels like they were just hiding behind the bushes for a
Yeah.
good half a year, and then I remember hearing about Valorant in
Same.
like at least 5 months ago. I remember seeing it on my timeline, and people were like, dude, this game's supposed to be the next big game, like it's gonna blow up. And I was like, dude, this is just gonna be another boring first person like CS:GO type game. It doesn't look like anything special. And then sure shoot, it blew up.
Yeah, that's what I
So,
thought
I
as
mean,
well. I just thought, well, it's another game, and just because Fortnite's kind of not that interesting right now, everyone's talking about it. But yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I just kind of thought of an interesting topic that we might want to talk about, and that's what will we do with our channel? Since we're both small Fortnite creators, like pretty much only Fortnite.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, only Fortnite. What will we do if Fortnite dies?
I mean, I'll let you go first. I want to hear what you have to say first. I want
All
to hear what you
right, so
put you on the
my
spot.
my real kind of concern is that Fortnite will die. And the hard thing is with channels like me is that if you stop doing a game that you've got such a big community from, then you're gonna stop getting those people from that community go to a different game. Like, they're all gonna go to separate games unless if there's another huge one. And if you
Right.
don't do that game that they went to, they're not going to watch you anymore. And you can
Right.
only really cater to a small audience.
Right. For
And
sure.
yeah, and I feel like my backup game, I'm gonna be completely real, I'm gonna be completely legit. My backup game is Roblox because I absolutely love that game, but I got a lot of subs off playing it on stream, so that's my backup game. Okay, you're gonna see Roblox YouTuber Pigmaniac out there one day. Okay, and it's easy views
Big
from little
RB.
kids.
Yes, sir. Dude, so this is actually something I've been thinking about for a while. I thought that Fortnite had a chance of dying back in the first Thanos update, back in like May of
What,
what,
season 4?
2018? Dude, I was like, at that point, I was thinking, I was like, dude, when is this game gonna die? Because at that point, it was already out for almost a year, and I was like, dude, games usually blow up, and then if they blow up and then they die like a couple months later. And I'm
Yeah,
like, dude, is this game gonna be like the next like Overwatch, like
or
everlasting
Minecraft.
forever, or Minecraft? Yeah. And recently, I was like, dude, we're getting down to the wire. Like but they continue to put out more events. They continue to do crazy things. I mean, if their game ever died, I would say that, I kind of want to start definitely producing other content. Like once I get Valorant, I may make a video on Valorant, see how it does. Start making other games. And if they do well, maybe kind of do mix it up a little bit so that way if Fortnite ever died, I can jump ship and my channel won't be harmed. Because my viewer base will already be used to like different mixtures of games rather than just Fortnite.
Yeah.
Um, but that's definitely something I need to start doing if I consider that Fortnite's ever going to die in the near future. I need to start getting prepared for whenever it does, because if I don't soon, you know, I could be in some trouble. But I mean,
Yeah.
everyone could be in some trouble, not just me. I mean, unless you're Laserbeam with 12 million subs, you're kind
I
of
mean, he's already
going to be in a
started to
little bit of
mix
trouble.
stuff up. He's been playing some Roblox
Yeah,
recently as
he
well, and
does a
some
bunch of stuff.
Minecraft.
I mean, he could put a video out of him playing the worst game ever made, and he'd still get millions of views.
Yeah.
Because he's, people don't. He's
He's
just funny, dude.
Laserbeam, and like
He's
people
Laserbeam,
watch
bro.
him because he's him, and that's something really
Yeah,
special. I feel like not a lot of creators have that, where
yeah,
people watch their content not because of the actual thing they're doing, but because they are them. And obviously, I just thought about something. I was watching the Watch Time podcast, by the way. Shout out to them, even though they've got so many more subscribers than we do.
our shout out's gonna help him out,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely help them out. But anyway, I was watching their podcast, and there was a story of Muzalk, and Muzalk had a TF2 channel. He played TF2 a whole lot, and
Right.
he started making those. Well, he had made some videos before, but he made videos when the two biggest TF2 people had like dropped off the scene on YouTube, which meant that all
Right.
of the people that were watching them went over to Muzalk. And what I'm thinking is maybe if I continue to make Fortnite content after the game dies, maybe the people who still play the game will all come to me. And sure, there'll be
Yeah.
still thousands and even like a million players still playing the game after it dies, like on Twitter and online, because they've still got the console thing, and it's still gonna be a fun game. So what if I keep making that content and I get the like million people coming over and watching me instead because no one else is doing it? But I kind of want to. I've always wanted to be a variety channel, but it's hard when you're when you're a YouTuber because I don't want to do another game and have my videos fail, because it really hurts me when my videos fail, because I like
Demotivates
it
you.
demotivates me. So like I'm easily demotivated on YouTube, and I hate it
So
when
am
I get
I.
demotivated. So I just keep putting out Fortnite content because I know that at least it definitely won't get no views, and I definitely at least won't get as demotivated as I would if it did just get like absolutely shattered and get no views, because I get
Right.
demotivated anyway, and like a lot anyway, and at least it's not going to be as much as if it absolutely dies a video. So that's why I'm
Right.
scared. I think I have to take a leap of faith, but I don't want to continue. I don't want to like completely jump off Fortnite. I want to have other games that I do, maybe like Roblox. I think I'm going to start off with Roblox just because I know that a lot of my subscribers are from Roblox, either from like a few years ago or even just from a few months ago. So I think I'll do some Roblox videos, see how they do, and then I'll go on to Minecraft because I do have subscribers from Minecraft as well, and then start to do different games so I can ease off Fortnite like as easy as possible, and then move into those risky games I haven't done before.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like in my case, I played Minecraft and Roblox before Fortnite came out, and but I didn't gain much subs. You know, Fortnite was my big boom, so like I would definitely have to start becoming a variety and then kind of ease off. But like another thing is that like nowadays, if you're a Fortnite creator, if you're out watching this and you're have at least 5K, I'd say, or below, you probably feel like another drop in the water. I mean, it's like another drop in the ocean, I should say. I mean, there's millions of creators to where people are getting to where it's like, should I post original content or should I like kind of follow the bandwagon until I get to 10K and then kind of start doing original? Like the perfect example of that is like Tico. He's blowing up, dude. Tico, he
He just
got
hit
to
a million
8K.
subs.
Yeah, he kind of. I think he followed. I'm not sure because I didn't really follow him before, but I assume he kind of followed the bandwagon. He kind of followed what was trending
Oh
until he
no,
got to
no,
8K,
no,
and then
no,
he
no, no,
started
no, no.
doing.
I'm gonna tell you exactly why. I know his entire story. He he did follow the bandwagon for a little bit. He made Fortnite montages, and then he did something before he hit 8K. This was like when he was at like the like 100, 200 subscriber area. He did Fortnite montages, or even 500. I don't know. But he did a video where he won Lachlan's game that he was in. I forgot what game it was. I remember watching it before he shouted me out, and I didn't even realize it was Tico. But that got like 1.5 million views, and just because he won this Lachlan game twice, and he got so many subs off that. He continued to do some more montages, and then he started into the voice trolling. Then he took off. So yeah, I'll continue. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, dude. I just brought something up, dude. 20. Let's say how many likes? 30 likes, boys, for an interview with Tico. How about that? We'll make it happen.
I'll try and make it happen. I don't know if you'll be down, but I've got contacts with them, so we'll see if he'll do it.
We'll make it happen, boys. But yeah, I mean, dude, I feel like I was just saying, people are confused on how to get started, and that's probably gonna be another episode, sometime in the future, like how to grow on YouTube or something. How to grow on socials. So make sure to keep your eye out for something like that that's coming.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, it's kind of hard being a creator at this point because it's like you never know. It takes one video to really blow up. If you get that one video that pops off, then I mean, it could
100%.
set you up for forever.
Yeah,
So
it could.
crazy.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to talk about? We're about to hit that 30-minute mark. So, do you have anything you want to talk about? Before we end off this nice little conversation we've had, nice little podcast.
Nice little dude. I don't really think so. I mean, Valorant. If you guys have any questions for us to like answer about Valorant or anything in the comments or anything you guys want to see, maybe in a future one down below, definitely comment it and we'll try and answer your questions in the next video.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. We need content, so comment down below.
100%. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching our first podcast. I hope you enjoyed. It was pretty epic. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also check out our channels, AK Bear and myself, Pigmaniac, in the description below. We make Fortnite content, as we mentioned, for about, a solid 5 minutes in the, in the podcast today.
Variety.
Yep. Alright, guys. Make sure to turn on noties for all the podcasts in the future. And we'll hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.